This is Charles Jordan, and on August 20th, 1977, I recorded the following from the CBS Saturday News, reporting on the death of Groucho Marx.
Today is Saturday, August 20th, 1977. Stand by for news on the passing of Groucho Marx, recorded at 6:30 p.m. from the CBS Saturday News.
Come right ahead.
The breakneck pace, the wild comedy, the humor bordering on mess. It was their gift, the Marx Brothers. Chico, Harpo, Gummo, Zeppo. Most of all, Groucho. Wiggling his bushy eyebrows, leering at every pretty girl, chomping his cigar under his black mustache. He led his madcap brothers from vaudeville to Broadway musicals to Hollywood movies and then to worldwide fame.
I love you. I love you anyhow.
I don't think you'd love me if I were poor.
I might, but I keep my mouth shut.
I'll not stay here any longer and be impressed this way.
Don't go away and leave me here alone. You stay here and I'll go away.
I don't know what to say.
Well, say that you be truly mine or truly yours or yours truly. Don't you know that I'm...
Will you keep your hands to yourself?
A grammar school dropout, he became a master of the English language, noted for his polished wit. No script could contain him, and eventually a radio and television quiz show was designed to showcase his irreverent ad-libs and wisecracks. It was called You Bet Your Life.
What are you doing washing now? You gouging yourself at the public trough?
No, thank goodness. I'm a writer and an author.
Oh. Well, are you working on anything special in Washington?
Well, my most recent effort was a book known as, excuse me. It was a picnic book called Washington Lowdown, which is quite a fast-selling book in this country today.
Oh, I remember that book, Washington Lowdown. I remember it very well. It's about the Chicago fire, isn't it?
During the last months of his life, his son Arthur and his longtime companion, Aaron Fleming, battled for control of his financial affairs. His grandson Andrew was eventually agreed on as guardian. Early this year, the comedian made a last appearance to receive an award.
Well, I accept this honor, shabby as it is.
Mr. Driftwood! Boy, will you do me a favor and stop yelling my name all over this restaurant? Do I go around yelling your name?
And that was Groucho Marx. Impertinent, witty, true to character to the last.
You invited me to dine with you at 7 o'clock. It is now 8 o'clock and no dinner.
What do you mean, no dinner? I just had one of the biggest meals I've ever ate in my life. And no thanks to you either.
David Culhane, CBS News, New York.
7 o'clock.
Reaction to Marx's death came quickly, of course. Here's Terry Drinkwater with that story.
Erin Fleming was nearby at the end. She had been the person closest to Groucho for the past 7 years.
I miss him terribly, although I'm not really able to accept the fact that he's gone to me. He's just rest in his eyes.
In his long run on television, Groucho's straight man was George Fenneman.
And now the one, the only...
Today, Fenneman looked back, reflecting on what he called the old master's appeal to youth.
He was an iconoclast before his time. He was almost anti-establishment. What do I mean almost? He was. Nothing was sacred. And yet I think always in good taste. I think it's a great loss because he's one of a kind. Nobody before or certainly nobody after.
Lucille Ball today called Groucho an unbelievable talent. Red Skelton said he was sardonic but really very kind, a clown. And George Burns, who knew Groucho for nearly a half-century.
Groucho dared to paint a mustache under his nose, did that crazy walk, pulled around with a cigar, talked to the camera for the first time. He started all of that. So that thing is original, and if it's basically right, it appeals to every generation.
Burns recalled his own and Groucho's early vaudeville days and those publicity pictures in his final thoughts about his old friend.
What can you do when you get to be 86? Like they say in show business, if the manager doesn't like your act, he gives you back your pictures and you cancel. There comes a time when they knock on your door and give you back your pictures. It's going to happen to all of us.
Groucho Marx will be buried tomorrow. Terry Drinkwater, CBS News, Hollywood.
Of the 5 Marx brothers, only Zeppo now survives.
This is CBS.